지난 경기 에이스 결정전에서 김상훈 추격해서 승리를 올렸거든요. 그런 모습 이번 경기에 다시 한번 만들어내는 탑니다.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, it's Ranchin bringing on another commentary. It's going to be set 4 between Hite Sparkyz and the Woongjin Stars. We have HoGil and PianO, also known as Organ, playing. Organ shall soon call himself the synthesizer and destroy everybody. But seriously, HoGil, also known as HoGil, is going to be at the 5 o'clock as the pink / purple / violet / something color zerg. Looks more pinkish, but I've gotten it wrong before, which means that we're going to have PianO. Some people call him Organ. I'm just going to stick to calling him PianO at 11 o'clock as the green terran. So this is going to be God's Garden. We have your inside natural expansion as well as your usual natural expansion. Your inside natural expansion, very well protected. You can easily take it without taking any sort of risk to it, which really allows, especially zerg, I believe, to take 3 gas very early and hold it very safely, while the terran itself can also take a rather safe base at the inside that he'll only have to protect against mutalisks, and as long as he puts a large number of turrets in there, he'll be in a pretty good position. We're going to see whether PianO goes for mech or decides to stick to usual medic marines, or whether he goes for some sort of funky build that you've seen a lot of trainers do. Not going to wall off. Feels very safe. This is a 4-player map. Just going to put his barracks down very close so he can produce marines and run between buildings just in case there's something funky coming up. That's not the case. Believe, okay, a 12, either a 12 hatch or a 12 pool coming in from HoGil. I'm not quite sure whether it is. Barracks not just coming up for PianO, and refinery being built alongside, so it is going to be a 12 hatch from HoGil. He's just going to get an expansion, also sending out a drone scout on the opposite side. No scout coming out from PianO. Okay, just now sending out the SCV scout to go and scout the positions. This means PianO, we're going to see whether he goes for the factory just to go for the vulture harassment into something else, maybe go for wraiths or valkyries, or whether he goes for early vulture harassment, then expand, and then just go for the standard medic marine on the opposite side. Pull just now coming down from HoGil. We're going to see whether he decides to put down a 3rd hatchery as well. Drone just coming in, just going to see whether he tries to harass him. So he's no, just going around getting the scout before he does that. But the barracks come up without any sort of harassment. Drone's just going to run around. Factory coming up now, so the drone definitely spots that no, that it's going to be vultures coming his way, so it's definitely going to force HoGil to put down a 2nd colony at his natural expansion. And he is actually going to expand twice, expanding at his natural. Interestingly enough, the first drone's going to try to defend, try to hold that SCV off, but no, the SCV is actually going to get through. PianO is going to get the scout. More drones running around, and the scouting drone just now running back, getting the full-on scout, knowing the vulture is going to be on the way. There are marines also on, and on the opposite side, SCV scout's going to spot the double expansion. So Joey's trying to make this a rather economic game, just now getting his first gas. So probably going to get out some zerglings soon to try to foil away those SCVs, as well as help out with the vultures that will eventually be coming, as well as in case PianO decides to pressure with his SCVs. A couple of zerglings now are trying to tackle that SCV there. No 2nd colony being put down yet. I really think I should think about putting that down, because if there's going to be vulture coming out, it's going to be coming up fairly soon. SCV's still alive. PianO, you can jump him. Keep it alive. On the upset, also putting down his command center at his outside natural expansion rather than inside. I honestly believe it keeps it quite a bit more vulnerable to lurkers as well as mutalisks. The mutalisks are so just a wonderful positioning. You got nothing but water over behind those middle lines, so the mutalisks can just weave in and out. The only thing that will really tackle them at that point will be aerial units, as well as valkyries. Yeah, Valkyries as well as turrets. False Vulture now out for PianO, so he's going to go and do some harassment. Not quite sure if there's a 2nd colony yet or not. 2nd Vulture alongside just 1 factory with no machine shop. So he just went that into expansion. Okay, there is a 2nd colony. Never mind what I'm saying. So the Vulture is going to be not going to go around by. The choke is that small, and it's not going to happen. Zergling the opposite side, trying to get a scout, but that's not going to happen either. Vulture's in position to defend. Hydra Sten alongside Lair coming up. We're going to see whether he puts down the Spire as well, or just goes for a 3-base Hydra Lurker strategy. at this point. I really think Mutalisk could be very effective. Engineering actually being put down, so PianO is going to be ready for it. Not quite sure what kind of build he's going. He's producing some Medic Marines. Okay, getting the Academy, so he is indeed gonna go for Vultures into Medic Marines. I'm not seeing more Raxes for him there yet, so he should be able to building up those soon. We're just now up for HoGil. Scouting Zerglings being put down, and Vultures just take care of those. So yeah, the Vultures are gonna camp outside. Has one kill, just gonna camp outside. Kill any units might be coming out. Some more Marines being produced. Still just one Rax. Second Rax should be coming out fairly soon. More supply jeepers is being added in right now. Marine running around, getting a scout, making sure there's nothing fucking coming his way. Overlord running in, and you see this position exactly what I'm talking about. So vulnerable to Mutalisks. Mutalisks just come in and really do a lot of damage. That's why I think Mutalisks are a very valuable strategy. First Hydra is now also out for HoGil, so you're gonna see whether he produces lurkers soon, because I think the natural expansion is rather open and it really allows itself to a lurker break. If he has some Hydras alongside, it will help him out. Just 2 Vultures camping outside right now. There's no upgrades that I see, just a bunch of Marines being produced as well. Hydra's gonna run out and are gonna engage those Vultures. They're a pretty decent number, 5 Hydrasks. No upgrades though, so that's not too good. It's probably also being produced now for HoGil, so he's gonna have some Mutalisk. Perhaps I've seen some strategies used where you have Hydras, Mutas, and Lurkers all at the same time. There's a very mixed bag of units, really effective if used correctly. One Hydra is almost going down there to those Vultures. The Vultures, of course, can be microed rather easily and just can bob in and out. On the opposite side, we're going to see PianO putting down a lot of barracks. And opposite side, HoGil actually putting down a second sunken colony at his natural, also putting down production hatcheries. A lot of sunken colonies, like 3 sunken colonies being put at his front at the natural, so he's being very careful, being very preemptive. I honestly think he might be focusing on defense just a little bit too much. Overlord actually coming in, trying to get a scout. Also, a machine shop now being added in. Still a bunch of Vultures running around in the field. We'll see whether he goes for some tanks to help break those sunken colonies, or whether he's going to go for some mines, plant those around it. I really think those would help him out against any possible lurkers or Hydralisks. At the very least, to slow him down. Medic Marines in a rather large number now. Vultures still flying around, trying to possibly spot any random hatcheries then being put down. The lurkers are being morphed, so the hour's going to be coming his way. A lot, even more sunken colonies being added in alongside a bunch of lurkers being morphed in. So HoGil just playing very, very defensive off his 2 bases. Now, of course, what PianO has done smartly by taking his regular natural, and if he manages to hold it, he's going to be able to take his inside natural expansion very safely. And the opposite, so HoGil has Mutalisks, one single Mutalisk popping out. That's probably going to go around to do some spotting rather than anything else. Just get the full-on scout. Lurkers are going to get spotted by this Vulture there that was trying to find possible expansion. There's actually a drone at the upper right, so it might be. So HoGil might actually be thinking of taking an expansion there, just playing very safely, trying to get an economic advantage. Is indeed going to put down a drone there. Mutalisk flying around, just one single Mutalisk just to run around, get a full-on scout. There are turrets in place, so should be able to survive that though. Just getting a full-on scout, spotting more. Starport actually coming up, so he's already taking up the science cells. So Mutalisk is going to get killed, but you know, build a Muta rather than a Scourge, because Mutalisk can definitely survive all those turret attacks. Queen's Nest being put down. So he's both players actually taking already 3 bases for HoGil. He's putting down his 4th. Also going to have the flowers out soon. With those lurkers out there, the flowers are going to be extremely useful. Just he's going to have to get some craftings alongside. On the opposite side, PianO has a bunch of tanks going out. Siege upgrade should be on its way if it's not already there. Lurkers and Zerglings just moving out so far for HoGil. There, and the expansion at the upper right has been spotted. So there is a lurker there in position that is indeed going to take out the Vulture, just sitting there on the ramp just to take it out. Medic Marines and tanks moving out on the opposite side for PianO, so he's thinking of pushing out. There's some lurkers and cracking, so he has to be very careful not to get himself pincered. There's a rather lot of open middle there, a lot of positioning that the Zerglings can use to pincer in, using hold position lurkers and just get to positioning wise and pincer in the his turn opponents. This will be very difficult. Scan going off on 2 lurkers that almost managed to defeat. One of the lurkers died, so apparently there is a pincer movement going on. Forces moving in on the right as well as the left. Zerglings and lurkers moving in from the left side, trying to pincer in the forces of PianO's, but didn't quite manage. PianO did spot, then managed to push it back. Also, science facility coming up for PianO, so he's going to be taking science also soon. He's going to need those to tackle those lurkers as well as get those defilers out of his way. Hive tech coming up for HoGil, so we are going to see those Defilers up very soon. Defiler Mountain probably going to get up instantly. We're going to see if he manages to get up those bases at 5 o'clock. If he manages to get forces. Queens out. Oh, wow. So we're going to see some ensnares. There's a rather large number of medic marines, so ensnare really come in handy. Tanks moving in very close. Zerg is trying to engage, but not going to be able to do that. So we're going to see some queens alongside all these other forces. A lot of Zerglings out. Probably not cracklings so far. 2 queens, in fact. Going to see whether they're going to just be used for ensnare, whether they actually have spawn broodling.